Did you know that every single day, millions of men silently struggle with something they're too embarrassed to talk about? And here's the shocking part. The solution that many of them turn to, a small pill called Tadalafil, is now one of the most prescribed drugs in the world. But here's the big question. Is Tadalafil really the miracle it's claimed to be? Or is there a darker side that most people never hear about? In today's video, we'll uncover the truths, the myths, and the hidden facts that even many doctors don't openly discuss. And I'll share with you one crucial piece of information, a detail that could completely change how you see this medication. But I'll only reveal it once we're deep into the video. So stay with me until the end, because what you're about to discover could affect not just your performance, but your long-term health and even your family's future. Now, let's start from the beginning. What exactly is Tadalafil, and why has it become so popular worldwide? Tadalafil, better known by the brand name Cialis, belongs to a class of medications called PDE5 inhibitors. But let's keep this simple. It's a pill designed to improve blood flow. That's the real key. Originally developed in the late 1990s, Tadalafil was approved for medical use in 2003. Most people think of it only as a blue pill competitor for erectile dysfunction, but in reality, its applications go far beyond that. Here's what makes Tadalafil different from similar drugs. Its effects can last up to 36 hours. That's why it's often nicknamed the weekend pill. It works by relaxing blood vessels, allowing blood to flow more easily to certain areas of the body. It isn't just about intimacy, it's also prescribed for benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, and pulmonary arterial hypertension, PAH. Now, why does this matter to you? Because understanding what this drug truly is, not just what the commercials say, is the first step in separating the truth from the myths. But here's the catch. While many see it as a magic solution, others are completely unaware of what's happening inside their body every time they take it. And that brings us to a much more important question. How does Tadalafil actually work in the body? The answer might surprise you. To understand Tadalafil, let's break it down without the heavy medical jargon. Inside your body, there's an enzyme called PDE5. Think of it as a switch that tightens blood vessels and reduces blood flow. For most people, that's not a big deal. But when blood flow is restricted at the wrong time, problems begin. Here's where Tadalafil steps in. It blocks PDE5, which allows blood vessels to relax. This relaxation increases circulation, especially in areas that rely heavily on blood flow. The result? Improved performance where it matters most. But that's not the full story. Unlike other drugs in its class, Tadalafil has an unusually long duration of action, up to 36 hours. That's because it stays in the bloodstream much longer, giving the body extended access to its effects. This is why many men call it the weekend pill. Fun fact, Tadalafil doesn't create desire. It doesn't switch on attraction. Instead, it only works when you're already stimulated. This is a detail many people misunderstand, leading to disappointment or misuse. Now, here's where things get interesting. The same mechanism that helps with performance also has effects on other organs, from the heart to the lungs. That's why doctors sometimes prescribe it for completely different conditions. Which raises the next big question. Are there real benefits of Tadalafil beyond just sexual performance? You might be surprised at how far its influence actually goes. Most people think of Tadalafil as a performance pill, but here's the truth. It has a far wider impact on human health than most realize. In fact, many patients take it without any issues in the bedroom at all. Here are some of the lesser-known benefits. Prostate health, BPH, benign prostatic hyperplasia. Men with an enlarged prostate often suffer from frequent urination, weak flow, or difficulty starting and stopping. Tadalafil helps relax the smooth muscles of the bladder and prostate, making these symptoms far less disruptive. Pulmonary arterial hypertension, PAH. In certain cases, Tadalafil is prescribed to lower blood pressure inside the lungs. By dilating blood vessels in the pulmonary system, it reduces strain on the heart and improves exercise capacity. Vascular and circulatory support. Because Tadalafil improves blood flow, researchers are investigating its potential role in general cardiovascular health. While it's not a standard treatment yet, early studies suggest it might improve arterial function and oxygen delivery. Mood and confidence boost. let's not underestimate the psychological effect. Men who regain confidence in one area of life often report better overall mental health and reduced anxiety. Here's something fascinating. Some doctors even believe that daily low-dose Tadalafil might be beneficial for long-term vascular health, but this is still under investigation. Of course, not everything about Tadalafil is good news. While the benefits are impressive, there's a side of the story that's often hidden in fine print, which brings us to the next critical point: the side effects that many people ignore and why they matter more than you think. Here's where things get serious. For every benefit, there's always a cost, and Tadalafil is no exception. On the surface, most side effects sound mild: headaches, indigestion, back pain, muscle aches, flushing of the face. These are the ones that most patients already expect. But the truth is, some risks aren't talked about nearly enough. The hidden dangers: vision problems. In rare cases, Tadalafil can reduce blood flow to the optic nerve, leading to sudden vision loss. While uncommon, it's a side effect with life-changing consequences. Hearing issues. Sudden hearing decrease or even hearing loss has been reported. Imagine waking up one day and realizing your hearing will never be the same. Heart strain. Because Tadalafil lowers blood pressure, anyone with cardiovascular disease may face dangerous interactions, especially if combined with nitrate medications. This combination can cause a dramatic drop in blood pressure, even leading to collapse. Psychological dependency. While not chemically addictive, some men begin to feel they can't perform without it. This mental reliance can be just as damaging as physical dependence. And here's a surprising detail. Studies show that many men who buy Tadalafil online, without medical supervision, are at a higher risk of serious complications simply because they don't know their underlying health conditions. This is the part nobody likes to talk about. The risks don't just stop at the physical body, they reach into relationships, self-image, and long-term confidence. Which leads us directly to the next question. How much of what you've heard about Tadalafil is fact, and how much is pure myth? Whenever a drug becomes popular, myths and misconceptions spread quickly. Tadalafil is no exception. Let's clear the air. Myth number 1. Tadalafil increases sexual desire. Wrong. Tadalafil improves blood flow, but it doesn't create attraction or boost libido. If the mind isn't engaged, the pill won't magically change that. Myth number 2. It works instantly, like flipping a switch. Not true. Tadalafil needs time to be absorbed, usually 30 to 60 minutes. And remember, stimulation is still required. It's not an automatic trigger. Myth number 3. It's completely safe because it's prescribed. Many believe that if a doctor prescribes it, there are no risks. In reality, like any drug, Tadalafil has side effects and dangerous interactions, especially if you have heart problems or take nitrates. Myth number 4. Bigger doses mean better results. This is one of the most dangerous misconceptions. Higher doses don't guarantee stronger effects. They only increase the chance of severe side effects. Myth number 5. Only older men use it. This is perhaps the biggest myth of all. In fact, younger men are increasingly taking Tadalafil recreationally, even when they don't need it medically. This trend is worrying because it can lead to unnecessary health risks and psychological dependence. And here's a myth you've probably never heard addressed openly. Some people believe that Tadalafil can permanently fix performance issues. The reality? It only works when taken. Once the pill wears off, the problem, and its underlying cause, usually returns. Which leads us to the uncomfortable truth. What are doctors not telling their patients about Tadalafil? The answer might shock you. Doctors are trained to prescribe solutions, but sometimes what they don't say is just as important as what they do. With Tadalafil, a few key truths are often left in the shadows. 1. The off-label reality. Many physicians quietly prescribe Tadalafil for conditions beyond what it was originally approved for, from lower urinary tract symptoms to daily vascular support. Patients often never hear the term off-label use, but it's more common than most realize. 2. Recreational use is skyrocketing. This is something most doctors avoid discussing. Younger men, sometimes even in their 20s, are taking Tadalafil recreationally. They use it to supercharge performance, even when they have no medical need. On the surface, it might seem harmless, but in the long run, this can trigger psychological dependency, performance anxiety without the drug, and even unnecessary strain on the cardiovascular system. 3. Interactions that can be deadly. Doctors always warn about nitrates. But what they don't emphasize enough is that even certain supplements and over-the-counter medications can dangerously interact with Tadalafil. For example, mixing it with high doses of alcohol can cause sudden drops in blood pressure that feel like a near collapse. 4. It doesn't solve the root problem. Here's the hardest truth. Tadalafil is a band-aid, not a cure. If performance issues are caused by diabetes, obesity, stress, or cardiovascular disease, the pill masks the symptom without addressing the underlying condition. Without lifestyle changes, the real problem continues, sometimes silently getting worse. 5. Long-term unknowns. While short-term safety is well documented, the long-term effects of using Tadalafil daily for decades are still being studied. And yet millions of men are already on daily low doses, often without being fully aware of the uncertainties. Imagine this. You feel like you've solved the issue by taking a pill, but meanwhile the root cause, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, or early signs of heart disease, continues unchecked. That's the trap no one warns you about. Which brings us to the natural next question. Is there a way to boost performance, confidence, and circulation without relying on medication forever? The answer lies in natural alternatives and preventive strategies. Here's the truth. While Tadalafil can be effective, it should never be the only solution. The good news is that there are powerful natural ways to improve circulation, energy, and performance, often without a prescription. 1. Lifestyle changes. That work exercise, regular physical activity, especially cardio and strength training, improves blood flow and naturally boosts testosterone levels. Nutrition. A diet rich in leafy greens, healthy fats, and antioxidant-rich fruits improves vascular health. Foods like spinach, beetroot, and pomegranate juice are natural vasodilators. Weight management. Obesity is one of the leading causes of performance issues. Losing just 10% of body weight can dramatically improve circulation. 2. Stress reduction. Performance is as much mental as it is physical. Chronic stress and anxiety raise cortisol, which interferes with sexual health. Practices like meditation, deep breathing, or yoga help restore balance. 3. Sleep and hormonal balance. Poor sleep leads to lower testosterone and poor recovery. Studies show that men who sleep less than 6 hours per night have a significantly higher risk of erectile dysfunction. 4. Natural supplements. Some supplements may support circulation and performance, such as L-arginine boosts nitric oxide production, ginseng supports energy and blood flow, zinc and vitamin D critical for testosterone health. Of course, supplements are not miracle cures, but when combined with lifestyle improvements, they can make a noticeable difference. 5. Medical checkups. Many men avoid doctor visits out of embarrassment, but regular checkups can reveal hidden issues, like high blood pressure or diabetes, before they become serious problems. Prevention is always better than relying on pills. Think of it this way. Tadalafil may help in the short term, but if you treat your body well, you may not need it in the long run. And now we arrive at the big moment I promised you back at the very beginning. The hidden detail about Tadalafil that could completely change the way you look at this drug. Back at the start of this video, I promised you one crucial piece of information that most people never hear about Tadalafil. Here it is. The real hidden truth is this. Tadalafil may be treating the symptom, but in many cases, it's silently warning you about something much more serious. Erectile dysfunction is often one of the earliest signs of cardiovascular disease. Think about that for a moment. Long before chest pain, long before a heart attack, problems with performance can be the body's first red flag that blood vessels are narrowing. This means that when a man reaches for Tadalafil, he may not just be fixing a temporary issue. He may actually be masking an early warning sign of heart disease, diabetes, or metabolic syndrome. That's the part most doctors never fully explain. The pill works. It boosts confidence, but it might also be hiding the very clues your body is desperately trying to send you. Let this sink in. Studies show that men with erectile dysfunction have a significantly higher risk of developing heart problems within the next 3 to 5 years. Tadalafil doesn't remove that risk. It can even make you forget it exists. So the hidden truth isn't about the pill itself, it's about what the pill might be covering up. If you ignore the message, the consequences can be life-threatening. And that's why the smartest approach isn't to depend solely on Tadalafil, but to use it as a signal, a wake-up call to improve lifestyle, get medical checkups, and prevent the bigger health crises that might be around the corner. So what have we learned? Tadalafil is not just a performance pill. It's a complex medication with benefits, risks, and hidden truths that go far beyond what most people think. We discovered how it works inside the body. We uncovered its surprising benefits beyond intimacy. We exposed the real side effects and myths, and we revealed the hidden truth. Erectile dysfunction isn't just a personal inconvenience. It can be a warning sign of much bigger health problems. Here's the key takeaway. Tadalafil can be a tool, but it should never be a crutch. If you rely only on the pill, you risk ignoring the deeper health issues your body is trying to warn you about. Instead, take action. Improve your lifestyle with exercise, nutrition, and stress management. Schedule regular medical checkups to detect hidden risks. Use Tadalafil responsibly as part of a bigger plan for long-term health, not as a permanent solution. And now I want to hear from you. Have you or someone you know ever used Tadalafil? Did it meet expectations, or did you notice unexpected side effects? Share your experience in the comments. Your story might help someone else. If this video gave you insights you'd never heard before, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with friends or family who might benefit from the truth. And before you go, don't stop here. If you want to learn more about natural ways to boost circulation, energy, and performance without medication, click right here, link to related video. Trust me, you'll want to see this next. Take care of your health, because prevention is always better than prescription.